Halloween's upon us. Hey everyone, what's going on? Big shout out to Jasco Products for sending me this pretty cute little squishy Baby Yoda nightlight, and they sent me some other stuff too. Yeah, I just got it in the mail, and they're like, "Can you do like a little review for this?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. I'll show it in a live stream." So there's a cool little nightlight. I'll set this up probably in my room somewhere. Yeah. They got some cool stuff. So this is a nightlight. Yeah. So it like shines through his helmet, which is pretty dope. Yeah. Anyways, guys, hope you're having a good day so far. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Back with, of course, Josh from the Den of Nerds. What up, dude? What's new? Oh, wait, you're muted. I hold up. Yeah, they can't hear you. Yeah. Oh. It was working before. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why we can't hear Josh. No! Hold up. It's really weird. Yeah, call back. No. What the hell? It was working, dude. It was working. Before I went live, it was working. I don't know what happened. Bro. I don't know what I could do either. Yeah. I can hear you. That's wild. Yeah. I'm in Streamlabs. Let's see. Headphones. Yeah, I'm changing it to like all of them, seeing what happens. Yeah.
Do a new
audio. There we go.
Oh, boom shakalaka!
That's why you're quiet, bro.
Why?
Wait, that's so weird. So guys, I got a new graphics card yesterday, and it's like it maybe offset a little bit of stuff. Yeah, so I have you under Astro Game. I'm hearing you Astro Game, and then here I gotta have you with Astro Voice. It's like, which is so weird. I don't know why. It's never done that. But whatever, it works. Yeah. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yep.
Restart the stream, mute, then unmute. Now we good.
We're good. Thanks, though.
Boom. Yeah. All right, yeah. So we're talking about George Lucas. Of course, you guys saw the Kanye stuff. I'm gonna show it up on screen here for a minute.
Great podcast.
If you guys haven't seen it, yeah, it was a really great podcast. I retweeted, I posted it on my Twitter, my IG, everything. Basically, in short, Kanye is just talking about how, if you haven't seen it, go see it. He's just talking about how the prequels just felt completely different than the sequels and so on and so forth. So I really appreciated what he had to say. I didn't know he was, a George Lucas fan. I didn't know he was really even a Star Wars fan all that much because, I didn't really follow him all that much up until now, I guess. Which is great.
Yeah, I thought it was so cool. He mentioned so many pop culture references throughout that thing. Like he'll be talking about one thing and then he'll relate it to like he was talking about Thandie Newton in Westworld at one point, like trying to relate it to like an idea. So it's like he's obviously like a pop culture connoisseur.
Oh yeah.
But he was talking about. I thought it was so cool because George was saying, or rather Joe was like, yeah, those original Star Wars are really clean. And Kanye hit him with the no. What I'm saying is even the prequels were better than the corporate product that Disney gave us. Which, by the way, shout out to Star Wars Santa. Star Wars Santa, if you're here watching this, one of the biggest sequel defenders I know, and I was thinking of you when I heard Mr. West make that point because Mr. West is of course correct and Star Wars Santa is of course incorrect, and that was
Who?
Just a really. Star Wars Santa. He's a subscriber that
Santa?
Always argues. Yeah, Santa. Yeah, he's a Santa. He's a real Santa. Yeah. he always argues that the sequels are better than the prequels. He's a big prequel supporter.
Sequel
So
supporter.
yes,
Yeah.
sequel support. Yeah,
Fair enough. Yeah. Look,
yeah,
we love you guys whether you support the sequels or you don't or whatever it is. If you hate Star Wars in general, we don't care if you're a nice person, you're cool. But yeah. Anyways, that's something a lot of people get mixed up is that if you can only like one, well,
yeah,
it's and that's the animation that I'm making right now is that you can like all of them. It's totally
yeah.
cool. So,
Of course,
anyways,
of
yeah.
course. I do think though that his point, that Ye's point, is very sound. You know what I mean? Where he's literally just kind of telling you, and that was what's so beautiful of it. He goes into it where he's like, "That's George." He's like, "I'm sorry, Disney. You're gonna put my face up in
Yeah,
this
put your
thing and all
face
that."
up on the thing. And
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
support
But
Kanye.
he's like, this was George's baby though. This was his vision. This was his hero's journey. This was this thing, and what you did is just not anything
It is
like
very
that.
corporate. Yeah, 100%. How
Yeah,
can we run it back and make some? Yeah. 100%.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
So.
Next on the list, we got George. You wanted to talk about something that was bugging you a little bit. I wasn't aware of.
Yes, yeah. So, okay. So, yeah, this one is, and everybody in chat, you know what I'm talking about. If you've ever heard someone bring up that Star Wars was always political, or if you've ever seen someone, because one of the big issues that people took with the sequels was not just that it was political, but that it was so overtly political. You know what I mean? And that it
Hmm.
was like political in this way and sort of, ideological in this way that was very heavy-handed. And so a lot of people in
One
our
sec.
community. Yeah.
Okay, say something. There we go. Now you sound better. I'm just gonna switch you back to. Okay, go for it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you've heard people say this before,
Oh,
chat. Let us know in chat, but I know you've heard people. Maybe you're one of the people that say it, okay? And I saw someone on Twitter, it was a couple of days ago, it triggered me to no end, that was bringing up, and literally this person, I'm not going to say who it was, but literally this person put in quotations in a tweet trying to make people believe that George Lucas said that Darth Vader is George Bush and that the Emperor is Dick Cheney. Okay, this person had this in quotes and they put it up there. And the thing that really bugs me about this is that it's intellectually dishonest. If you actually know what happened with that situation, it's much different than like this idea that George woke up one day and thought it was a great idea and an important thing for him to tell all of us that the prequels were based on the Bush administration and that America was bad. Like that notion and that characterization of it is ridiculous. What happened was there was a lady and she wrote a book called The Dark Side. Okay. And this lady's name is Jane Mayer. Okay. And she wrote a book called The Dark Side. And in the book, she goes on to explain that Darth Vader is Dick Cheney and the Emperor is George Bush. Okay. Now, this is actually really important. She, in her book, said that Darth Vader was Dick Cheney and that George Bush was the Emperor. And then the author, she runs into George at some point and she asks him if he thinks that characterization is accurate. And this is what Lucas says. He explained politely, as I listened, Anakin Skywalker is a promising young man who turned to the dark side by an older politician and becomes Darth Vader. George Bush is Darth Vader. Cheney is the Emperor. And so the entire context of this quote that then got blown up and used as a weapon against people that don't want necessarily heavy-handed politics in Star Wars is that George came out and was trying to tell y'all that Star Wars was always political. That is literally the furthest thing from the truth of what he is trying to say. And he was actually correcting her in kind of a fun, memey, George sort of way. One thing that, maybe nobody, people know this about George, but he has an incredible sense of humor. He's he's a joyful, jovial man. And he was before Disney bought his stuff. But like, point being, he was just responding to someone's comments, and then like the whole internet just decides that George Lucas said this one day. It's just not true, and it upsets me, brother.
Okay. I don't really know who Dick Cheney is, so
He was the vice president for Bush. Yeah.
I'm Canadian. I don't really
Oh,
I don't
yeah, I
really
always
even
forget about that.
Yeah, I don't really
Yeah.
care about politics. I don't really follow it. I think
Yeah.
all politicians are corrupt pretty much for the most
Yeah.
part.
Yep.
I think it's just kind of choosing between a lesser of two evils when it
Yeah.
comes to
Well,
voting.
right. Let me hit you with this then, because this I think is something that will resonate with you. I think what George is saying, and I feel very strongly about this because I've seen him in interviews where he talks about this very issue. Because he's talking about how the rebels, are up against the odds of like this incredible empire. And originally, it's the
Viet Cong.
yes, the Viet Cong, but also America, and America fighting against the British Empire. He's
Right.
on record talking about this, right? And so I think what George's point was, and what he was trying to put into his stories, is that these mythic themes, right? Corruption, the fact that power draws us to a dark place, all these sort of things, those things will always show up in history.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
So he wasn't trying to say that he made a product or a story that was based on anything. What he was trying to say was, because he's making mythic stories, you will see them manifest in the real world.
Right.
But the beauty of George's storytelling is that he was able to tell political messages in a world that was fake. And he takes all of the political, like that ire, right? That like tension that we have in the real world.
Yeah.
It disappears. And so the people that need to hear the message, or the people that you want to reach, it's not heavy handed. It's not in your face. It's like, it's morality. And then you sort of walk it back in your own personal life if you choose to. But that's so different than what Disney did. That's so different.
Yeah. The politics there are completely different. I agree with that. But in general, I'm not a politics guy. I kind of feel like we just, we live in their little worlds, and you know what? You just tell me the rules, and I'll try to play by them, and I just want to do my own thing, and I want to succeed in my own endeavors and missions, and so that's how I feel. I don't give a crap about politics. It's
I think in general,
I'll go out and vote on what I think is at least the lesser of two evils, or better than the other option. But I don't think there's one person that's really a righteous leader when it ever comes to politics, at least that I've seen.
Yeah, and they're definitely not really, like, no person externally should have a lot of control of your life and your energy and your spirit. And this whole, we hold these politicians and we hold these people in such high regard, and we almost like give up this sort of locus of control to them, right? And so like my view on politics has always been like, you know what it's like? It's like Blade. When Blade, I think it was like in Blade Trinity or something, where he gets knocked out, and when he comes to, they ask him, they say, do you know who the president is? And he says, an asshole. Yeah. And it's like, that's true no matter who's in there. You know what I mean? Like, that's a solid fact.
Well, it's just this idea of me having solace in giving power to another human being. Like, it's not a machine, it's not a higher entity, it's not a deity, it's not a god, it's another human. Yeah. And it's all of their ideologies and all of what they think their checklist in life is based on what they deem right or wrong. And that comes from so many psychological things that started from the moment of infancy when they were born, how their parents raised them, their interactions with people in school or people around them, and the things that happen to them, all the little problems that they may have in their own minds. And I'm supposed to trust this human being who's just as flawed as I am? No.
That's the whole thing, dude. It's like, that's what was so funny. Like one of my heroes is like Steve Jobs, and he has this incredible quote where he says, like, life becomes very interesting when you realize all the people that made up the rules are really not smarter than you.
Yeah.
They're just not.
No.
And so, like, yeah, I totally agree, man. Like, that's another human being that's doing human being things. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And as much as I can, I want to be insulated from that. I'm trying to do my human being thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and when you get people that are in, positions of power, let's it's it comes back to Star Wars, like the Empire or stormtroopers, this and that. It's like you're just a human, like
Yeah.
like because you have a badge, like you're all of a sudden you're discerning my rights now. You're in control. It's like, no, dude,
Yeah.
you don't get to do
And
that.
authoritarianism is a bad thing. And I think that like that it was something that George did a really good job of like tackling against is like that authoritative influence. And I think there's plenty. I don't actually hate the politics in the prequels at all. I think it's pretty interesting.
It's beautiful.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I don't even read it as a condemnation. And the thing that's really funny too is like people, even James Cameron, when George did that interview with Cameron, and they were talking about the Mujahideen and the Khan, the Viet Cong, and the Americans, that were rebels to the British. Even in that interview, I could feel like Cameron was trying to push him in this almost anti-American position, and like you could almost feel George being like, "That's not it."
Yeah.
Like he's like, "That's not it." Like the villain is the dark side.
Yeah.
That's what you got to understand. Like,
yeah, I
the
felt
villain
that too.
is the dark side.
Yeah.
Anybody could go to the dark side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Yeah, when I did a reaction to that video, it actually got demonetized because I mentioned something about how the white man took the land from the Native Americans.
Yeah. And they didn't like that? Google didn't.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure we all learned that in school. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure that's well established. Yeah. Well, that's YouTube, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
YouTube.
weird. Oh well.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Hope that
Mando.
doesn't trigger anybody. You know what I mean? The whole.
Well, it shouldn't. You know what? There's a huge long history there, and I took Aboriginal studies in college, and I learned a lot of things. And I wish that was a course that a lot of people got to take in high school, that had to take in high school, because at the end of the day, this land does come from Native Americans.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Sure, maybe we created infrastructure and this and that, but at the end of the day, we have to be respectful of where this all came from and how we actually got that land, because it's a pretty effed up story. So.
Oh yeah, I mean that story is, I mean honestly, that story is very similar to a lot of stories where, like, I think the honest truth of that story is a very small group of not necessarily even super evil people, but people that were willing to compromise. Again, Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
You are either on the path to oblivion and every little bend is taking you closer, or you are on the path of being righteous.
Right.
And so I think like the story of America is it's really just a group of like really powerful colonial figures that then gave liberty to all of the rest of the people to go do this thing. They sort of normalize it and then use all sorts of tricks to so it's like it's a really messed up story. I mean, it is a part of our history.
Absolutely, yeah, and it doesn't start or stop there. There are many messed up things that have happened in the world with all different countries, races, religions, whatever may be. One thing I really like about Star Wars is that the little guy is called the Rebels.
Yeah.
And that's something that was mentioned in that interview. That is really cool, because it's usually rebels are the bad guy.
Yes.
But in this sense, it's reversed, and I think that was really a cool way that George put it together.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's really, I mean, obviously that's why we're all here. It's a very powerful, special thing. But that's not to belabor the point, but that is what irritates me about that sort of reductive, anti-intellectual stance, where it's really just people wanting to win. They just want to win an argument, man. They just want to win. They want to say to you, if you didn't like the politics of the sequel trilogies, George Lucas said it's okay. Basically, is what they're trying to say, and that's just so not it.
Oh, I hate that argument. It's a straw man argument, and it's just it's just people trying to literally grasp at anything to turn the favor into their agenda and into their what they want to say into their whole rhetoric about this. But it's just like, no, man, it's not true.
Yeah, it's just not true, and it sucks because I know. I mean, we live in the freaking headline culture, so a lot of people don't even. That's another reason why I wanted to bring it up, is because for so many people, that it's such a non-issue, and they might not even understand what the problem is with that, right? And so they just go on in life thinking George was literally made the prequels based on the Bush administration, and it's like you
No,
must unlearn.
George's first, from what I've learned, George's first concept of Star Wars was Anakin burning in lava.
Yeah.
Supposedly, that's
That's
what
the
I heard.
first image that he
That's the
had.
first
Yeah.
image. He just didn't have the VFX to start with the prequels, and also he likes to start right in the middle of a story because he thinks you start
Yeah.
in the beginning and it's just boring.
hmm
Yeah, so
No, I love that too about
yeah,
Star Wars. Like, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, let's get going.
yeah,
Unless you're Episode 9, and then it's like, let's slowly get going. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Well,
Like, let's
yeah,
get there.
Episode 9 was like fast forwarded. It was like 3 movies in one.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But the intro scene is still really slow,
Intro
and you don't know
scene.
what's going on. You're like, what? Kylo's killing who?
The
Like,
intro
he's flying
scene was one of
where?
my favorites. I loved it. I
You
thought it
love it?
was so badass. I
Okay,
think
so I like
I
it,
simped
but I
for
feel like
Kylo.
it's out of place.
Kylo is a really cool character.
He is.
Um, I just feel like we haven't three movies we haven't really unwrapped his character yet. You know?
Yeah, yeah, he's a fast. I would have loved to see a Jedi that had been on the dark side like that. We had never, and a lot of people thought we were going to get the reverse Anakin, because with Anakin we get 3 films with him, as a Jedi, and then we get three. Well, technically we got the other ones first. 3 films with him as Vader, and then as a Jedi. It would have been great to get 3 additional films with Ben coming back. We've never
Yeah.
seen that.
I would have liked to have seen Ben actually be the one to kill Palpatine because that would have been prophecy
Yeah,
fixing things because he is a Skywalker. So it's
exactly.
like
How did they not know that? You know what I mean? Like, how did they? Because it was probably just one of those things where, like, yeah, but Ray.
yeah. Well, look what they did with Finn, right?
Right. They just didn't know.
I genuinely don't think a lot of the people once Disney took over that are now in charge of Star Wars, and some people from Lucasfilm have emailed me this regarding, they're like, look, I survived what they call the Disney purge, and they actually called it that in the email. He's like, I've been working on Lucasfilm for over 30 years. I've survived this Disney purge, and it's really interesting seeing the dynamic of all the new people that have come in here, and we all just kind of keep quiet. We don't really say what's on our mind about a lot of things because of the things that are just going on inside. It's just
Mm,
it's very different than what you would think.
mm.
So, and mind you, this guy could be totally BSing me and just some guy that's
Sure.
bored and doesn't even work there at all. But
Sure.
I don't know. I'll take it for what it is, for face value. And he's just telling me about all this stuff, and he's like, yeah, things have really changed here. It's just the people who have you got the people who are the George Lucas era Star Wars. What Star Wars was created with, and then you have this whole new ideology of people in the room, and it just creates this very mixed canvas
Yeah.
of different ideas and things, and a lot of things don't really get approved anymore because Disney is the one that owns it.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you something funny about Disney is that 90s and early 2000s of Disney, that was like my childhood. I went to Disneyland once. I loved it so much. I was a little kid. Disney show. You remember Disney Channel?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, like Even Stevens, like
Oh, yeah.
all those great shows. Like, dude. So I grew up with that, and then to see them kind of just evolve over time and change, and then you grow up and you realize, okay, maybe they've taken kind of like a corporate aspect to everything. It's not really as magical and sunshine and rainbows and all that you see as a little kid. It's a little bit different now. It's like it just almost seems like they're really focused on the moolah
Yeah.
instead of the story and the magic, which is what they preach, which is really interesting for me.
Yeah, 100%, man. I mean, Disney is a very interesting company, and they've gone through a lot of interesting changes. And you and I we were like kind of alive for the tail end of it, but we weren't really alive for like the Will Eisner Disney like duo, man, when they were like just killing the game. And Walt was really like handling more of the creative stuff, and I believe that's the direction it went, and Will was handling business stuff. But they certainly have read in their ledger, what they did in the 90s with copyright law was absurd, and like the way they lobby for that was ridiculous, and they have some blemishes, but you're right, it feels like this new era is so corporatized and so focused on the dollar that we're losing. I mean, I even think, for me personally, the live action remakes are kind of like a joke. Like, because they're like, I just don't get it. Like, some of them are shot by shot remakes, from what I've heard. They're literally shot.
The Lion
haven't
King.
seen a
The
single
Lion
one
King
of them.
was, yeah.
That's what I heard, and that's like so weird to me.
Which I actually
Because-
liked. I liked the movie. It was great. It was just like a updated CG version of the cartoon, and I didn't see the problem with it. I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, but it feels like here's the problem from my perspective of this. It goes back to actually something that Kanye said in that interview. Right after he was talking about this, he was talking about how he has friends in Disney and in these other companies that they'll come up with a new idea.
Yeah.
And then the corporate entity is like, that's an unproven idea in an unproven market. No, we're going to remake The Lion King.
Yeah.
So that is where I take a little bit of issue with it, where it's like, bro, like, Disney always says like what they want to know, like the next Star Wars, or they want to, dude, they don't want to create the next Star Wars. They want to buy the next Star Wars.
Yeah.
And then they want to just, So
here's my opinion on it. I think, you got, it's interesting. You got Disney as a whole, but in my mind, I divide it into two. You got the suits, who don't know jack shit about telling a story or love and emotion and passion, anything like that. And then you got the actual creators. You got the writers, the artists, the actors, the people behind it, who pour their love and their soul into everything that goes into making these movies, which are absolutely amazing and very touching. But the people, pulling the strings and like sitting there like, those are the people that I don't like. That's the part of Disney I despise.
Yeah.
And especially with the behind the scenes treatment of things that I've heard regarding myself and other people that have been involved with me in this and that, firing them, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
It's like not okay. And then you got the people who are just actual fans, actual artists and creators and professionals that I really, really respect and enjoy. And like when you go to the Disney parks, I love going to the Disney parks. It's such a fun experience. It's just total enjoyment and love and fun. But then you get the guys behind the scenes who are like really thinking about everything. Like they have like scent machines that like puff out certain scents. You walk into like a ice cream shop there, and it's got this really strong scent of vanilla that only is in that shop.
Really?
Throughout the parks, they play with scent and sound more than anything.
What?
Yeah,
that's wild.
The very little things that you wouldn't expect.
I mean, it feels very manipulative, but it's kind of cool.
It works, and it's cool. And when you go in there, you get all of your senses are tingling. Your sight, your sound, your smell, everything, your touch. It's just overwhelming. And when you go there, it's this like haptic feedback almost of just bliss.
Yeah.
And I can see that, but it's not really the creators that create that. It's the people behind the scenes. So it's like there's this constant. How do I put it? It's like the Emperor and Luke Skywalker get together.
Yep.
So what I say is, okay, let Luke Skywalker have all the power and just sit back and chill and watch what happens. And I think that's what they're doing with Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, is that you're letting Luke Skywalker run the show, and now you're getting everything you want and more.
Totally, man. And so much good stuff in what you said there, because I think it's a totally sound point, and I think it's important that we, especially within Star Wars, we recognize that there are a lot of brilliant, passionate people working within Disney Star Wars. And, we try to talk about this a lot, but like when we go in on Disney, or when we go in on Disney Star Wars, like it is not that it doesn't take away from all of that good stuff. There are really good people.
The creative team. No, it's not about them. It's about the people pulling the strings. We're talking about the Emperor, we're not talking about Vader necessarily.
Right.
We can't even call them Vader. We just
no. They're more like the freaking.
Man.
Well, they're more like Queels. They're more like the little dudes, the Ugnaughts. They're more like Ugnaughts.
They're like Ugnaughts.
Yeah, they're just No, I think you're so right.
They're the real workers behind making this all actually happen.
100%.
Yeah.
And it's tough because on the one hand, like, so with George selling to Disney, it does make sense because Disney is one of the only companies that, like, if you look at the digital landscape, like they would have the ability to keep your vision alive. They they have the resources. They have longevity as a brand. They're probably going to be around for a long time, and so it makes sense that that's a good place to put your baby. I think they're going to be around forever. I think even despite changes. But I think the thing that happened, and this goes back to the Kathy Kennedy situation, is Kathy was put in an awkward position where she's a George hire right at purchase time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so as the company's getting sold,
Yeah.
she becomes the head honcho.
Yeah, Bob was like, "What?"
Right.
Yeah, he was
And
confused.
so I think, right. And so I think Kathy had a choice because George put her in there to be just what you were talking about, to be the Luke to the Bob Iger Vader, right? But she became Anakin, dude, or she became Vader. Like you know what I mean? Like I think what happened was that she knew my career is now with Disney, this mega corporation.
Yeah.
I have to,
please them.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And so I think in a weird way, she sort of gave in too much to the corporate interest and to corporate oversight. And I don't think she should have. You know what I mean? I feel like
I don't think she understood Star Wars anyways, so.
True. But she could have put people in there that did, you know what I mean?
Right, and exactly. Well, she did that with, now Dave and John.
Right.
But I feel like, the whole Rian Johnson story for me just kind of tells it all, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I want to do my own spin-off for Star Wars. It's like, you know what? Why don't you just write episode 8?
Write and direct.
Okay. Sure. Like,
yeah.
What? No.
Yeah. Pretty wild. Pretty wild ballsy move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. It is what it is.
It is what it is. You want to shift into Mando and we can get happier?
Let's shift into Mando, bro.
Yo, Mando this week. So the hottest new thing is there's a rumor that this episode is going to be 52 minutes long.
That'd be nice. I was talking to Mark, I think it was yesterday or something. He's like, dude, just watch it be like 22 minutes. And I'm like, no, they can't do that.
I would be furious.
Yeah.
I was one of the people that was mad about the episode length. The whole first season, dude.
Yeah.
People come in and give me crap. They're like, yeah, you're just greedy. I'm like, yeah, I am. I am greedy.
How is that greedy?
Oh.
You just want more of it because it's good.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. Like, they were, a lot of people gave me crap for that. I can't stand the episode length, especially the first episode of last season.
It was like 28 minutes or something, or 26.
Dude.
Like, what a joke.
I was
what?
Legit upset.
Yeah.
But 52 minutes, dude, is crazy. That's so big. What do you think? What do you think we're gonna see in this 50 minutes?
Well, I mean, it could be 50. I bet you they probably have like hours of footage per each episode, and they just maybe like left in some dialogue or some B-roll or something that's like extend it a little bit, an extra 20 minutes. But you know, you never know if it's legit storytelling or if it's fighting or action or what's going on here. So
yeah,
I'm really excited. And for you guys who don't know, I am 22 minutes to the last to finishing Rebels completely. So I've gotten through the half of the last episode on the last season. So yeah, almost done. And then I'll have a review video in my words, probably like 5 minutes long, 3 minutes long.
Yo, you know what's crazy is like you're gonna watch the episode and you're gonna be like, okay, that was cool, I like Rebels, and then they're gonna do this epilogue, and you're gonna be like, what? Like the epilogue's crazy, dude. It's really cool.
What do you mean?
There's like you just gotta see it. I don't want to give it away.
In this episode?
In the last episode of the season, yeah. There's an epilogue that shows where the characters.
Oh, where they're going? Yeah. No, I know
Yeah,
Sabine and Ahsoka team up, and they
Yes,
go
that's
to
what it's
look
from.
for Ezra.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. No, I know all that. But it was I had to go and rewatch watch the whole thing, so I get like all the little details and stuff. Which
little baby Jason Sandula.
yeah, right. Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Like I very badly want to see that character in the flesh, man.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
But
cool.
going back to
maybe that's
Mando
Rahul.
episode- maybe it is Rahul. He's on Twitch right now. I'm probably like, no. But
Rahul, come on the show, bro.
yeah, dude, what are you doing, man? You're playing Doom? Come on, bro. What I was gonna say though, with Mando episode 1, I think we're gonna get a lot of Gideon, like a lot, and I think it'll be a long episode because we might be really digging in to some
cool.
Gideon.
That'd be really cool. Yeah, I'd be down with that.
Did you see the Darksaber thing he did on Monday Night Football?
Yeah, football. Yeah. It was him narrating a whole bunch of stuff.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it'd be cool. It's like they almost listened to what you said the other day.
Yeah, well, remember? Maybe I listened to what they said like 8 months ago. You know, don't tell them though.
Yeah. It's funny where we were like, oh, they kind of just showed like all the same stuff in this new trailer, which wasn't really a trailer, and you're like, well, why didn't we just get Moff giving a narration of stuff that's going on in his life?
True.
Like, we got it.
Yeah. Oh, well, I guess they don't have to pay.
I guess a little something. We got some soups to go over here. Thank you guys so much. We'll be live streaming on the gaming channel tonight. I got a new graphics card of the 3090, and it's looking pretty crisp. It's looking pretty good. Ooh. Are you guys going to do podcasts on Monday or Tuesday in the future? Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, every Monday. Yeah, we just didn't yesterday because I had to take my computer in for like 8 hours. Did you see my email about Palpatine in Mando? No, I don't check my emails. I get someone to check them. What's your favorite cheese? See my idea about if Obi-Wan killed Anakin. Sequel trilogy overtly throw trash in your face, in my opinion. Wesley, what up, man? Corvonis is a new member. Thank you. Hey, Theory, thank you for all that you do. You give me confidence to talk about canon and legends on my IG page. Thanks for being inspiring. Oh, awesome, man. That's good.
That's nice.
Yeah, you should never feel like you can't talk about Star Wars. I'll show you the dark side of my... Yeah, I'm not reading that. Asher says, all I will say is, so this is how Liberty dies with thunderous applause. That line means something, whether it is 2003, 2020, or 1977. I love this conversation. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Asher.
I totally agree, man. Couldn't agree more.
Kyber, Star Wars Underworlds, the unreleased series, had 50 scripts already completed, right? Could the Cassian Andor series be reimagination of that project? I think that's what Mando is, actually. So there was supposed to be an Underworld series, an Underworld Coruscant series that George had developed 50 scripts on. And yeah, so that would have been pretty cool. And I think the rumor is that they adapted a lot of that script into the Mando.
Yeah, no, makes sense.
Which is sweet. Yeah. Katie's new member. Thank you, Katie. Mateo says, I love how close Ford, Coppola, and Lucas were.
Yeah, dude. That's cool. The 70s American filmmakers, and I love like Sidney Lumet, and I like the 70s were just a beautiful time for cinema in general in America. Yeah.
I don't watch too many of them, but I did when I was a kid because my dad grew up in that era. They just seemed so much more wholesome. I don't know what it was. Just there was something different about them.
That a soul is what it was. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know what it is. No special effects maybe make you rely more on story.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's totally fair. I also think it goes back to your Luke Skywalker Vader thing. These were people not
right.
They weren't trying to make a corporate product. They were trying to tell a story, and they were only trying to serve the story. You know, so.
You know what movie I want to rewatch again? I haven't watched since the 90s. Was I think Mercury Rising.
Yo,
have you seen that with Bruce Willis?
Time. Yeah, and the young kid, right?
Yeah, wasn't that it
was like
Baldwin?
Sixth Sense kid, right, or whatever?
No, I think it was. Was it Alec Baldwin as a little kid? No.
I don't know, but he's like a genius, right? That's the whole thing.
He's, I think, autistic, and he's a genius.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he knows he did some code.
He cracked some code of like the Pentagon or something like that, and then some people were after him, and Bruce Willis had to protect him. And this kid was like, he was socially very awkward, but he was unbelievably advanced in terms of his mental capacity and understanding things compared to even the smartest human. Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, man. Humans are so cool, dude. Like, I was just talking to a buddy today about this, how like brains are like fingerprints, where like they all look pretty similar from a distance, but when you look close, they're all really, really different. Yeah. And it's just like, like there's that Einstein quote where he said, it's like, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And that is so true of humans. Like, there's some people that they think in dance. they can't like even really have a great conversation, but when they dance, you can feel their thoughts and their expression coming through it, and they're just a genius in that way.
Yeah.
Or, maybe a person that's really good at language, but can't write, or whatever.
Yeah.
Humans are great, but we're just different. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah. Like for me, I don't know. I have a weird brain. Like I suck at certain topics. Like I had major ADHD when it came to certain topics in school. Like just very foggy brained. Like could
Mm.
not concentrate for the life of me. But you put my attention on something that I really cared about, like Star Wars, for example. I was
Yeah.
like a freaking sniper bullet. Like I was just on it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm diagnosed ADD, and
Oh.
yeah, it's so true. I struggled in school, and there were classes that I really struggled with, but like my knowledge of nerdy stuff right now is like I'm telling you, it's like it's dangerous, dude. Like I don't, and it's just really because it's working memory
Yeah.
as opposed to just memorizing shit.
Yeah.
So like it's stories to me.
Yeah.
That's why I'm able to remember it all.
Well,
'cause
stories
it's
you
all
care about, but also it's like this
right.
whole idea of ADHD is like, okay, I understand it's like, it's real, but also how much of it is real in my sense where I just didn't care about certain topics in
Right.
school. But the
Yeah.
ones I do care about, obviously I'm going to care about them and I'm going to remember them. So it's
Yeah.
like, is it really ADHD or is it just me not giving a crap? So like,
Yeah.
what is it?
You just yeah, no, trust me, I'm with you on
I
that.
don't know
Like
which one it is. Yeah.
it's not a problem is the answer.
Yeah.
Either way. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
either way, it's not a problem. Like it's just it is what it is, and like that's just your
But also, I feel like
experience.
people with those minds are really, really aware of things around them
Mm, mm,
because they're not just so
absolutely.
like one vision. Just psh, okay, I'm focusing on this person talking. It's like I'm focusing
Yeah.
on you talking, but I'm also super focused on like everything I hear around me. I like can hear my dog outside or something. I
Totally.
can hear
But you
the
need
computer crackling, whatever.
yeah, but we need the whole village, right?
Yeah,
Because like there's that kid that's like super good at the flashcards and shit. And like when it comes time for us to need someone good with the math and someone that can focus, like we're gonna need that guy.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And then maybe it's something where, we have a really crazy decision and we need the creative mind, and then we need someone like you. You know what I mean? Like we need the whole village,
do you
right?
remember those flashcard kids?
Of course.
Jesus, with the
I
ring,
hate
they
how
had
good they were.
the ring with like the million freaking flashcards on them, and they would
Yeah.
always ace the quiz. And I'm like,
Yeah. And then like I had teachers that would make you stand up in the class and compete with these kids. And I'm like, what are we doing here? Like clearly she is incredible. Like why are you making us all line up and do
yeah,
flashcards?
yeah,
You just want to see her whoop all of us in flashcards? Thanks a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like school very much.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
It's coarse, rough, and irritating, and hurts your feelings. It was just, yeah, it was not a good time. Yeah, they were just, yeah, from the kids to the teachers, they were just, especially teachers in like '90s and early 2000s,
Yeah.
they could not get away with half the crap in today's world
Oh, for sure.
at
But at the
all.
same time, I feel like teachers are kind of in a weird spot right now, dude. Where like
Also,
because it used to be a thing like when I was in school, if you acted a fool or whatever, you'd come in, the parent would come into school, and it would be the principal, the teacher, and the parent all against the child.
yeah,
Now
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah,
the parent and the child versus the teacher and the principal. Like everything has become the parents and the kids have become so entitled. And the truth is, I mean, look, I don't really want to say it, but I'm going to say it. It's a lot of shitty parents out there. So,
yeah,
you've got some kids that don't have they're not set up for success,
yeah,
right? And the parents come in now because I have a lot of friends that are teachers, and that's the new experience. It's like a battle, and that has forced the schools
Jesus,
and the teachers to it's crazy, right?
I didn't think of that.
Yeah. So it's just another shift of our society, man.
Crazy, yeah, I didn't even think of that. Interesting. Must be
Yeah.
very difficult for them.
Yeah, they're in a tough spot.
Yeah, I don't know what it's gonna be like when I have kids and like I have to go to those parent teacher things. Because sometimes I'm just gonna be like to the teacher like you're full of shit. Like get out of here. 'Cause, well, teachers bullied me, man. They used to make like I remember this one teacher. He was few. There were a lot of them actually. There's this one. He was just like stopped the whole in the middle of his lecture. He's like, "So, yeah, what'd you think of Dragon Ball Z last night?" And I just started going beet red. And there was this ginger-headed kid who was like made my life a living hell at school. Absolute just garbage kid. And he went up to the teacher, and I remember right before that he told him, he's like, "Hey, ask him about Dragon Ball Z." And he'd always make fun of me so much for watching Dragon Ball Z. Teacher full on stops in the middle of the lecture. "How was Dragon Ball Z last night?" And I'm like, "It was good." And I remember it perfectly. I'm like, "It was good." And I start like tearing up. And he's like, "Yeah, was it Goku? Is it Goku in there? Did he go Super Saiyan? Yeah.
Was this a
I gotta go Super Saiyan?
Is this a Canadian school? Is this a Canadian school?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. So, I mean, there are a lot of like if I get teachers like that to my kid, like it's gonna hit a nerve with me, and I might just go Super Saiyan. So, I hope that doesn't happen. But it's like I didn't really see the other side of the coin there, where teachers actually have to deal with a lot of butthole parents, who are entitled. Because when I was in school, it was definitely like okay, the kid is always wrong.
Correct. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I mean, it does make sense if you think about kind of where we have shifted as a society, entitlement, different things like that.
People are very entitled today.
Yeah.
It's very unfortunate. Look at the Star Wars fandom, man. If you have an opinion, anytime I post any opinion on anything, it's like, oh, you're toxic. Oh, you're a hater of Disney. It's like, dude, I can have an opinion. I'm not
Bro,
saying you're a piece of crap.
And the thing is, like, it's not just that. It's the fact that like you've always been very respectful. Like even before you and I linked up, like I've like talked about it before, where I think that it's like a blessing that you are the biggest Star Wars YouTuber, because you're very similar to George in some really important ways. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think it's awesome, but it's not just that like you are able to voice your opinion, and you're usually really, really fair. Like I just remember watching videos of you, and you try to address the elephant in the room and the thing. And, even today, like, hey, it's okay to like the sequels. It's okay. This
Absolutely,
and that.
Man. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. But hey, I got to be number one by, using certain metadata in my titles. So.
Well, it's a shame that it's just that easy, because if I had known.
Yeah, right.
That it was that easy.
Just use a couple,
emulate.
a couple things put together, and boom. Just slap Star Wars Explained on the end of your titles, and instant success, as Twitter would say.
Still won't do it. I refuse to play that.
You don't want to be successful? You don't want to be a big YouTuber? No. Come on, man. That's all it takes.
Yeah. No, you're right. Maybe I'll try it.
Just use the metadata, dude. It's a hack. That's all it is.
What if I did legit try it on like the video tomorrow though, and the video like blew up? Then I'd have to be like, oh fuck, like that's.
We'd have to come back to this podcast and be like, well, you know what? I attribute my entire channel to just.
Right, dude. We'd have to come back and be like, okay, this isn't comfortable for anybody, but we're gonna have to talk about some things. No, but you're right. It's bullshit. People. Yeah, scarcity is what I always come back to, that word, scarcity. And the frightened, there's not enough kind of mentality, you know what I mean? And like animals, if they're backed up into a corner, they act like animals, you know what I mean? Human beings are kind of like that too. And if you're constantly living in fear, again, goes back to what George talks about, fear is a path to the dark side. But I think that a lot of the things that we're talking about with these negative personality traits, they come from fear.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
Yeah. One thing Joe Rogan said that I resonate with a lot is that when you come up with excuses for other people's success is when you really destroy yourself as a person. And I used to do that a lot when I was a kid. Look at anything, a dude with a nice car, a dude with muscles, a dude who has a pretty girlfriend or something. I'd always come up with excuses. A dude who's successful, it's like, oh, maybe his daddy gave it to him. Just, making myself feel better. And I found out as I grew older, I'm like, shut up. Like, what went wrong in your life? Like, what happened to you?
You're spending so much energy.
Just because you're not successful, you got to try and, come up with an excuse as to why you're not successful and why someone else made it. Don't even give me that. And so I slowly started to change and like look at myself more from like a third person perspective. And I realized, look, man, like you can't do this. This is BS.
Yeah.
You're only destroying yourself, and you're never going to get better if you constantly be a defensive person. It's just not going
Yeah.
to work.
Yeah, and it's just, it's really just coming from fear, man. And I think that, like, unfortunately, it appears that it's a similar group of people that are the people that want to say those things like what triggered me with George, right? It seems, unfortunately, as though these people are all from the same ilk or tribe or whatever, and they are the same people that say that want to belittle your success, or want to make excuses for other people's lack of success or whatever. It all feels like it's coming from scared human beings.
It comes from
You know what
within. I mean, we could go on to a 50-hour talk on the psychology behind these people, but
Yeah.
what good is that going to do? I've gotten it a million times, oh, you just make Star Wars videos. Oh, anyone could do what you do. Oh, it's easy. Oh, your fan film is what made you. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
dude, yeah, whatever you like to think.
Yeah, man. One of my favorite lines. Have you ever read the Inheritance Cycle with Aragon?
No.
So one of my favorite lines, there's the mentor figure says to Aragon, he says, he stops him at one point and he says, "You cannot take the time to argue with every fool you come across on the road."
No.
And that's just true.
Yeah.
Like, you just can't. Like, you can't. Who's the fool, really, in that situation?
Yeah.
The fool that's being a fool, or the fool that stops to argue with a fool?
Yeah, but also I go even higher, and it's like from a point of view, I see someone else as a fool. That's wrong on my end, because from their point of view, they see me as a fool. So it's like it's just two humans who are both flawed creatures seeing each other as fools. So it's like, really, who cares? And I just move on.
True.
Whereas before, I would try to stop and I'd try to like make sure everyone sees my point of view and that I'm just and I'm right. It's all bullshit. It's all psychological ego, and once you let that go, you're free.
Right. I would say the one difference, like how would you know in that scenario who was not the fool? If you're the guy willing to admit that you are a fool, you become wise in that knowledge. So, that is wisdom.
Yeah.
To know that you both are fools.
Yeah.
That makes you the wise man, though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, it's like I feel you, but also, like, don't, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. No, I like it, though. I totally do.
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah. I feel that the first step to human evolution, to personal evolution, is by really looking at yourself from a third person angle. Seeing yourself as from another person's perspective, or even from just a not an objective perspective, but maybe just looking at yourself from the outside.
Yeah.
Or also, like, if you're playing a video game, what kind of characteristics would you want your character to have? And that's what you want to have for yourself. So it's like, why not have that? I want to be this, I want to be that, I want to be, but so going forwards, I mean, how do we even get on this?
I don't know. We went down a
I love these
though.
They get
But
deep AF. Yeah.
Dude, they really do.
It's great.
But no, like, I feel you, man. I just I feel you in that scenario, and I think, like, just to put a pin on it or whatever, put like a closing note on it.
Yeah.
It's just I think it is the force at work that a true Jedi, as you are, has the platform that you have, and have that is not an accident. You know what I mean? And
the channel was an accident.
Well, the channel's an accident, but this success is not. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's just the will of the Force, man. You know what I mean? And I think that it's good to have a Jedi in the top of the tower.
I'm just doing what I'm doing.
Talk about Star Wars. I don't care about your philosophies. Hey,
sure enough, man. Sure enough, man. Sorry we went on a tangent there, but just talk about the Mandalorian. Okay, hey man, it's a nice little mix to get these talks in there too. So I know some of you enjoy it, some of you don't. That's just the way it is. Hey Theory, thank you for all you gave me confidence. Right, we got through that. Thank you, man. California Kid, nice dude. Katie, thank you. I love how something that I always argue with people about the prequels is that they say it's boring. But what they fail to understand is that this is before all the chaos and before the Republic ceased to exist. I don't think the prequels are boring. I'd never say that.
No, prequels are definitely not boring. I mean, there are parts of
Dialogue?
yeah, like Attack of the Clones has some boring parts.
Oh, with Padme?
But those boring parts also have a very attractive Natalie Portman. So,
She was my crush as a kid.
dude, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. And then I remember one day I cried to my dad because I realized that I would never actually meet her.
Ah, what? You still got time? Still got
yeah.
time.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that what your dad said, or did your dad just like, it's okay, son?
He was just like, it's all right, son.
Ah,
It's
shit.
okay. Yeah.
Dad should have been like, follow your dreams, you know? So, I don't know.
Yeah, right. Execute Order 66 on Disney? Nah. No,
No.
I got no qualms with Disney, man. But I can have an opinion on them, you know. So I don't wish them any ill. I hope they'll be continue to be successful and but I want them to just stay true.
Yeah.
Hey, I have the question, but also stay true is subjective. So it's like, anyways. Hey, I have the question. Do you think there is any chance for us to have somewhere in the future KOTOR 2 philosophy and depth to the screen? By the way, have you watched the philosophy of Kreia? No, I have not. And I think
It's a good video.
Yeah, we could have that if we definitely go into the Old Republic, for sure. Yeah.
I would love a new interpretation of the Force, or at least some new perspectives on it. I think that's one of the things that's so cool about Kreia is like just her beliefs of the Force and how what the Force is actually doing. You know what I mean? And I think that it would be, dude, it would be great. I would really like to see a new perspective. I don't want to see the like, oh, well, if you want to be a Jedi, you got to be a monk. You know what I mean? If you want to be a Sith, you got to be kind of like a badass ninja. Like,
Yeah.
I would just like to see some new perspectives on it.
Yeah.
So,
Or just a dude using the Force, like,
yep. Maybe he doesn't even know. Maybe he
doesn't even know what a
Because, I mean,
Jedi
think about-
is.
right, and then he'd have to come up with his own.
That's like Baby
logic,
Yoda.
rules. Yeah, I mean, Baby Yoda would be a great one to do it.
Yep. Just imagine him being. I think that's where the show's gonna go. He's gonna be a teenager, and then they're gonna have a show just on him,
That would be really cool.
on Teen
Yeah.
Yoda.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Where's the Darth Vader versus Hulk animation? Baby boy, don't think we forgot. Right. So that was something I started 4 years ago with my buddy, who's actually working on some stuff for the channel now. He created the first intro video to the channel, and it was a very ambitious project that I didn't have enough money for. And then he actually had to take time off because he actually went on to work on the Mando.
What? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, he went to work on the Mando. He went to work on The Boys. He went to work on Men in Black, Infinity War.
Good
yeah,
for him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, he made it big, so that's great. What are the chances we see Ezra or Thrawn in season 2 or 3 of The Mandalorian? Chances are, I hope, high.
Yeah, I would say 60% for season 2, and then I have no idea for season 3.
You think Rahul's in there?
I do. Yeah, I continue to believe that. And look, I mean, like, honestly, until that episode rolls. And the thing is, like, Rahul, if you're watching,
Come on the show.
don't, yeah, and maybe I shouldn't say this then if we're gonna actually invite him on the show.
What?
I was just gonna say, dude, I'm gonna legit be pissed if he's not. Like, I get it, I get it, right? You're just having fun. You're just, you know what I mean? No, bro. You come onto this theory's gonna be real excited. I'm gonna be like this for a whole hour, dog. I'm gonna be pissed if you're not, Ezra. Anyway.
What do you think of the fact that all Hollywood is targeting the Chinese market because it's so huge? In order to get the past Chinese censors, they need to dilute all of our content to please the CCP. I don't want that. I have no idea what you're talking about, Charlie.
I have a little bit of idea what he's talking about, and
No
it
idea.
sucks, but it's also just business.
I have a feeling that what we've been seeing in the Mando trailers is all the first episode chopped up into different parts. Oh, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
But I like your idea of just having the first episode of Mando season 2 be all about Moff.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I mean, I think you'll see the child and Din, but like
at the
I just
last
think
minute.
yeah, or like maybe like sandwiched in between like a
Yeah,
big old meaty
could be a nice
friggin' help.
cliffhanger, you know, at the end.
Yeah.
It's like the bad guys meet up with the child. It's what?
Well, if you think about it, like we saw this dude in what one, two, technically two episodes, but really one episode.
Hmm.
So I mean, we need more.
Having my Star Wars content beholden to the Chinese Communist Party is definitely not a good. I don't, dude. I have no idea.
It might just be trolling. I just ignore that shit. I mean, like the thing is, like I get what people are saying with that, and yeah, like
No
that sucks.
clue.
It happens with Marvel. It happened with Top Gun. I'm not a fan of it, but at the same time, like it's just big macro business. Like when you make anybody that takes money for an investment, like has to do things for the people that like it's just that's just copacetic business. So yeah, they could just be trolling you. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea where to even start. I don't know what that even means. I
We
don't
can talk
know.
about it off air if you want. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Do you think we'll see more of Cara Dune's story this season when she's with Bo-Katan, or are they going to get into it more next season? Well, we're supposed to get like a spin-off show, right? That's what you
Yeah,
were
they're
saying?
gonna. Yeah, they'll do that at their. It's girls' night out with that. Yeah.
That'd be dope. Is there a possibility to get the developers of Shadows of the Sith, 1313, and Redfly Studios' Darth Maul game on the show? That'd be cool.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
There's a
Like, who are those?
possibility.
Yeah,
There's a
there's always
possibility to get George Lucas on here too. But I mean,
Yeah, that would be great.
Right.
But we wouldn't be able to ask him anything about Star Wars.
yeah, I haven't really heard much about when I made that video about getting George. That was the closest I've ever been to getting him on. But yeah,
He's on a non-disparaging clause.
I asked my guy from Lollipop Theater, the charity. I'm like, so what's the update? And he's like, I haven't heard anything back yet. I'm like, okay, fair enough.
Would be cool though.
That'd be great. Is there a possibility to get to, right in Rebels? Do you think Vader felt Ahsoka? Do you think Vader felt Ahsoka in the space battle with the go? Yes. Well, yeah, he said the apprentice lives. See, I know all this now.
Indeed.
I know all this now.
Yes. Yes.
Then we see him in the last scene in the Clone Wars with Ahsoka Saber. Right, so the Clone Wars was before. Cobra, new member. Thank you, buddy, for rejoining. Bird Church, if Big F Solo became a trilogy, why Big F? I'd be down with that. What would your ideal opening scene be for the second film? I'd like to see Han Chewie escaping Agent Kallus, IG-88 by flying between. No, I'd like to see a couple dudes fall into two pieces, three pieces, and then we pan up to see Maul's lightsaber. And then he goes and sits on his throne as we get the behind shot of
Kira.
Kira walk in, and we don't see Maul yet, and then we see her face, and she like bows, let's say. She goes on one knee, and then we hear Sam Witwer's voice, like, so, you have returned. We have much work. Something like that.
Yeah. No, that'd be dope. That was exact. I knew as soon as you. I was like, as soon as you were like, nah, I would do this. I was like, he's going for Maul.
Yeah,
I was like,
100%.
yeah. 100%.
Josh doesn't understand Canadians. Good job, though, bro, from Trev.
Love that guy. Good Canadian lad.
Mando's search for other Mandos, I believe, will also create an arc for a possible revenge against Gideon. Mandos rebuild Mandalore. Oh, that'd be cool. Remember, like, imagine Boba Fett teaming up with him.
I would love that. And like as a way to sort of redeem him or maybe like get him to be an actual Mandalorian, like I'm there for it. I would like it. Yeah.
Interesting. I'm really excited to see what they do with Bobes.
Me too.
What happened to the Rule of Two? Well, where you been, bro? Yeah, Mark's taking time off. He's busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dealing with some
Sith
business. Yeah, Nostalgic Innovator, thank you. And Michael says you two are the best. Thanks, bro. I know you guys are both kind of family friendly, but or would you consider doing? No, I wouldn't. Sorry.
Trolling.
No, he's not trolling. He's just asking if I would do psychedelics. I'm like, no, dude. I would not do that. Hey, nerds, I'm making an Anakin Skywalker themed Mando helmet in Season 2. Would love to share it with you when it's done. Cool. Sure. Tag us on Twitter.
Heck yeah.
Alex, thank you so much. And which lightsabers would you like to see added to Hasbro's Black Series range after Ahsoka's. I'd like to see the Darksaber, Leia's, and Qui-Gon's. Darksaber would be cool. Qui-Gon's would be cool.
Yeah.
What else?
Saber would be cool. But I don't know if they could actually pull this off. But it would be Kit Fisto because he could do his saber underwater.
Imagine.
He had
and then you want it to be waterproof. Yeah, they could do it. Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Dope. Yeah, that'd be great. Like under the water, like yeah, be fun.
Yeah, I'd hop into a pool just to get that footage.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be dope. The Zepho have the coolest Force perspective.
The Zepho from Fallen Order? What's their perspective? I don't remember. Yeah, like
I gotta replay it.
I don't know if we've ever like for sure like they just have like more ancient outlooks from what I remember. I don't remember a specific. Maybe I'm missing it, but I don't remember a specific difference.
I want to replay it. Actually, I'm gonna upload some 3090 graphics reels of Fallen Order and see how it looks. Probably looks really good.
Yeah.
Just like Obi-Wan said, who's more foolish, the fool or the fool who follows? Exactly. Yeah.
Oh shit, he did say that.
Yeah.
Totally. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who are you most excited to see in The Mandalorian? Probably Ahsoka.
Yeah,
or Boba.
Ahsoka or Ezra for me. Being a big Ezra fan. Rahul.
Yeah.
So that's probably it.
Yeah, I want to see Bobby.
Yeah.
Star Wars Theory, have you watched the Cosmonaut Variety Hours video reviewing the Star Wars movies? You should. I really want to see a reaction. No, I have not. Have you?
Mm-mm. I don't know what.
I don't even know what that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Turtles. Also, do you think Yoda? What do you think Yoda did with his escape pod when he landed on Dagobah? Just left it there.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe he incorporated it into his hut or something.
I think he destroyed it.
Yeah, I mean, he very well could have. I don't necessarily want to see like a Yoda movie, even though there is kind of maybe a rumor of one. But I would like to actually get a book, though, like a book written by like a really great Star Wars writer about Yoda's time on Dagobah. I would like that.
That'd be neat.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Thanks for answering about KOTOR 2. Ideas, I mean, they definitely could make standalone movies like Joker 2019 and DC. Korea's point of view about the Force, it's unique and has so many surfaces. Yeah, like I said, the possibilities are endless for them to go further into the lore of Star Wars and make as many shows and spin-offs as they want. So I'm very interested to see what they have to offer going forward.
Yeah,
I think there's tons of material that they can pull from and make really great shows out of.
Yep.
I get why Anakin turned to the dark side. If staying in the light means losing Natalie Portman, then I'm giving Yoda the bird.
Yeah, he can get both of these birds for sure.
Kreia interpretation of the Force mode, no sense to me. Made no sense to me until after I beat the game and saw that video about it.
Yeah, there's actually a really great video about her Force philosophies. I haven't seen it in a long time, but it is a legit great video that breaks down her perspectives on the Force. Yeah.
Charlie says, I'm not trolling. It's okay. It's kind of a macroeconomic thing. I was trying to clarify what I was talking about. If Lucas wouldn't axe content to please censors, you know what I mean? Charlie, yeah, I don't think you're trolling, man. I'm not educated enough in it, so I wouldn't give you a proper response. Do you think that after the purge, Mandos stopped taking their helmets off to protect identity?
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, that's a rule that they implemented after the purge.
After that, yeah.
So it didn't exist in the Clone Wars, as we saw. I'd love to see you two play Battlefront 2 on the gaming channel.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I could do that.
I have it. I just have to re-download it. I got it on Xbox,
me too.
But
yeah.
Is it cross-platform or what?
Is it? Guys?
Do you have it on PC or Xbox?
I have it on both.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, we could figure it out. But
I think I have it on all. PS4.
I'm, like, not that great.
I am trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
we can play Call of Duty.
I'd
probably be okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to write a Star Wars themed book. Nice. What's it about? Do you think Natalie Portman will appear in Kenobi? No. Excellent convo tonight, you two. As always, sending good vibes and support your way. Thanks so much, Sarah. Yeah, we really enjoy these. I enjoy these podcasts, man. They're
for sure.
Yeah, it gets so deep, and we just go off on different tangents, and it's fun. Yeah, it's great.
Man.
Bounce off you really, really well.
Deep
I
stuff.
like. It's nice.
It's very nice. How much?
Did you see part 2?
I haven't. Is it good?
I have not laughed so hard in my entire life.
Ah, shit. Okay, that might be the watch tonight.
Literally, I'm not just saying that. People say that. I was wheezing. Yeah, you know when you like laugh,
I'm
you
gonna
like
watch
don't
it,
make
yeah.
any noise, and you're like,
Yeah. I'm gonna give it a shot then. Yeah.
yeah. I was like full on like hacking and wheezing. Yeah, it was funny. I got nothing else to add.
Yeah, man. I think that's
That's a wrap.
Yeah, that might be a show right there.
All right. So the next time we talk to you guys, Mando is gonna be out.
Yeah. Are we doing that? Are you doing that watch party thing, or what do you think?
100%.
So it'd be 3 a.m. for me. I don't know what time that is for you.
12. Midnight.
Okay. What? That's so much better.
I know.
Okay.
Well,
So,
no, because then I got to do a breakdown, and if it's 52 minutes
Right.
long, I'm gonna be up.
Yeah.
Usually the nights that Mando comes out, I'm up until like 7, 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe maybe we just watch it. We could like bounce some ideas and then like go our separate ways and do breakdown / reviews and then just kind of
Watch
do
it
it
together.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. This is something I want to like watch like without
Yeah,
any like
you know-
just like full on.
Yeah. I'm kind of with you. I'm kind of with you on that.
And it's not
actually,
about you.
because-
I'm just really anal
No,
when it
you're
comes
right,
to watching
you're right.
movies and shows. I don't like. Just don't talk to me. Like.
Yeah. No, I got you. I'm gonna do a watch party with like the members from my channel like on Sunday anyways. But like you're right, especially for like the first time. Like you wanna be
I'd be down to make a video the next day with you and be like impressions. You know what we thought.
cool. Yeah,
know,
yeah.
after
And
I
either
upload
way,
the breakdown
we'll be,
video, yeah.
on Monday we'll obviously be talking about it as well. So
Yeah, but we could even with these Mando videos, we could do one literally right after, like the next day, the day of Friday or
Yeah.
Saturday, and then we
Yeah.
could also do Monday, which would be our like Monday news kind of recap of everything the last week. We could do that too.
Perfect.
So we'd have like
Perfect.
2 in a week.
Sounds great.
Do you guys want that? Type 1 if you want that. Mando reviews.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
It'd be fun. Yeah, Cyberpunk got delayed again. I know. I made a video
That
on,
is
on the game channel.
Pretty crazy that it got delayed.
Yeah, it's annoying, but I you know, they're creating something great, so give them time.
I mean, that's true. The game's gonna be incredible when it finally comes out.
Yeah.
I do think that the hype has
Died?
been affected, but also, you know, the thing about The Witcher 3 is, I mean, that game, there are still people that haven't played that.
It's
game.
immortalized.
Yeah, and they, it's like Skyrim, where it's like that movie is making or rather, that game is just making money, dude. Like, so you know, they're gonna take their time.
It's an
and they
evergreen
will-
game. That's
Yeah,
what I
they're gonna
like
make
to-
money.
yeah.
They're gonna make a lot of money.
Well, your eyes rolled back in your head there. That's crazy. Halloween's
Yeah.
coming early. What day is Halloween?
Saturday, I think. Right?
Is it Saturday?
I think so.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
We should dress up and go on the gaming channel and just like be idiots.
Do some fun stuff.
I don't know, play Among Us or something.
Dude, yeah, I'll be down.
all our subs,
I'll
yeah.
let you know for sure on Saturday about that. Yeah, man. Do you have a costume in mind or?
No, I got a ton of costumes just from like stupid skits and stuff. So I mean,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
got
right on.
I got everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, boys and girls, we're out. We still got to come up with an outro, but whatever. Hopefully you enjoyed the content. You had fun, learned something or didn't learn something. Peace. See you guys later.
Peace out. See you guys.